In this video, we're going to talk about one of the most mysterious and isolated places on our planet. Imagine a lake, one of the largest in the world, hidden from sight for millions of years. No, this isn't on another planet, it's right here on Earth, buried deep, deep beneath the Antarctic ice sheet. Okay, let's dive into this. It's called Lake Vostok, and scientists are really just beginning to pull back the curtain on the secrets of this hidden world. It's this massive freshwater lake, totally sealed off from everything we know by a colossal sheet of ice. So here's the plan for our journey down through the ice. We're going to start with the world beneath the ice, then see how scientists are drilling into the past. After that, we'll uncover the surprising discovery of life in utter darkness, explore its unseen ecosystem, and finally, wrap up with some of Vostok's most astounding facts. Alright, first things first, let's start by trying to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this place. This is not just some pond under a bit of ice. This is a colossal feature of our planet that's remained a secret for almost all of human history. So to even get to the lake, you have to go through a lot of ice. We're talking more than 3,700 meters of solid glacial ice. That's nearly 4 kilometers straight down. Just try to imagine the immense pressure and the complete, total isolation that this creates. And what's waiting beneath all that ice? A lake that is absolutely massive. By the total volume of water it holds, Lake Vostok is the 7th largest lake on the entire planet. Get this, it's bigger than Lake Ontario, and it's been completely hidden from view. And it's not just big, it's incredibly ancient. Scientists figure this lake has been completely cut off in the atmosphere, sealed under all that ice, for around 15 million years. That's 15 million years for a unique environment to develop completely on its own. So, the big question is, if it's buried so deep, how in the world do we know anything about it? It's not like we can just send a submarine down there. Well, the answer, it turns out, isn't in the water itself, but in the ice. What scientists have done is drill deep into the ice above the lake, pulling out these long cylinders called ice cores. And the real key to understanding the lake is found way down at the bottom of that ice sheet, in this special type of ice called accretion ice. Basically, as the glacier slowly moves over the lake, water from the lake's surface freezes onto its underside. And this accretion ice, it acts just like a time capsule. It traps and perfectly preserves everything that was in the water, microbes, chemicals, you name it. And by analyzing this frozen record, scientists stumbled upon something truly shocking. Life, thriving in utter darkness. For the longest time, everyone just assumed a place so cold, dark, and cut off would be totally lifeless. But these ice samples told a different story. As this quote from the research puts it, even though the lake is nutrient poor, it is far from sterile. So, life exists down there, in the pitch black, under crushing pressure. But that raises a huge question, right? Without any sunlight for photosynthesis, what on earth is providing the energy to power a hidden world like this? Well, the answer started to appear when they analyzed the types of organisms they found. On one hand, as you'd expect, they found DNA from psychrophiles. These are cold-loving microbes perfectly suited for a sub-zero lake. But then, and this is the crazy part, they also found thermophiles, which are heat-loving microbes. Finding organisms that thrive in hot springs in a lake that's near freezing was a complete contradiction. The discovery of heat-loving life in a sub-zero lake points to one incredible conclusion. The lake that itself must be geothermally active. Deep beneath the ice, hydrothermal vents, kind of like the ones on the deep ocean floor, are probably pumping heat and chemical nutrients into the lake, giving life the energy it needs to survive. So the crucial takeaway here is that this isn't just some cold, dead lake. Nope, it's a dynamic environment with both freezing and heated zones. And this has allowed for a surprisingly diverse and complex unseen ecosystem to pop up down there. The genetic analysis of that ice revealed an amazingly diverse community of life. The vast majority of the unique gene sequences, about 94%, belong to bacteria, but a really significant 6% belong to eukarya, and that's the domain of life that includes all complex organisms, like fungi, plants, and even us. And we are not just talking about simple little microbes here. The eukaryote findings were absolutely mind-blowing. Scientists found gene sequences related to fungi, plankton, and even famously tough microanimals like rotifers and tardigrades. But maybe the most shocking thing of all was a DNA sequence that was a 100% match for a small marine mollusk, a seashell creature. And believe it or not, the clues don't stop there. Scientists also found bacteria that are usually associated with an even more complex food web. They found DNA of bacteria that are known to live inside fish, others associated with worms, and even microbes linked to sea anemones. These aren't just random organisms, these are all hints of a functioning food web. Okay, wow, let's take a breath and recap the most incredible takeaways from this hidden world. If you're going to remember anything about Lake Vostok, these are the points to lock in. So let's put it all together. You have one of the world's largest lakes buried under kilometers of ice. It's a completely isolated world, sealed off for 15 million years, basically creating a pristine evolutionary laboratory. But it is not a frozen tomb. It's a dynamic world powered by geothermal heat, and this allows it to host a complex ecosystem, with evidence of everything from bacteria to microanimals. And finally, the presence of marine life suggests it might have once been connected to the Southern Ocean, a really tantalizing clue to its distant past. You know, the ongoing research just leaves us with so many more questions than answers. Everything we've learned so far has just been from frozen samples of the lake's surface. The deep, dark waters of Lake Vostok itself, they remain completely unexplored. Which just begs the question, what other secrets and what other forms of life are still locked away down there beneath the ice? Alright, that is it for this video, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.